All right, what's up guys, how you doing? Back for another video of some COD4Tools stuff. I have a buddy who used to work with us. He was in QA and he's trying to learn some things, and he made a video expressing some issues, and so I'm gonna help him with it. Has some doing with a guy not being able to move, and so I'm going to help him. So this is the video. Make it bigger. It's a little bit low res, but not a big deal. So let's see. He's having trouble getting this guy to go to a node. Let's watch what he does. He has a trigger. Hopefully it spawns him in. He has a, looks like force color on him, script underscore force color. And I think he's trying to make him go to a node here, and that's not working well. So he made trigger or node, placed it. He has no angles on it. So he needs to add an angle on it. And let's see what else he does. Looks like he adds a trigger. He's just sizing it up. And that's where the video ends. So, yeah, his issue is, so he's getting some path issue. So I think it's, it was mainly because he was missing a connect paths. So let's go and help him out here. So in the COD4 bin directory, there's a COD4Compile-Tools folder. If you open up the COD4Compile-Tools exe, you're gonna get this guy. If you have not set this up before, you'll probably get, I don't remember if you get asked a question, where does COD4 live? If you do or don't, go to this Preferences tab, browse, look for where you installed it or you have it kept at, and mine's on my R drive. I don't know why it's R, I forget what it is. The level compiling tab is pretty much what we're going to be dealing with. Applications, is if you want to launch the little editor, if you don't want to run the exe yourself. Some other stuff, and documentation, and blah 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 blah. I'm not going to bother you with that, I think, because this thing doesn't work. Yeah, which is interesting now. Huh, I wonder if we should get that wiki back up. Let me know if you guys want us to get a wiki back up and running somehow. It might help you. Anyways, going back to this, I have a test map called blah. I'm going to open that up in Radiant. I already have some stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and remove all this, and yeah, come on, just remove all this stuff. I'll keep the little layout here. Oh, you know what I need? I need the auto hotkey thing. All right, back in action. So had to enable the auto hotkey. So we got COD4 Radiant open. We have no triggers now. And he was trying to get a guy to move from a position to position. I'll go ahead and start setting this up. To spawn a guy, you need to add a actor or a spawner. So we're going to get enemy. Let's do op force AR AK-47 dude. Have him facing general direction. Oh, that guy's floating up in the air. Not that one. Drop the ground. Okay. So now we got our guy to be able to spawn in there. Make sure he's a spawner. And we're on our way. So in order to spawn him in, I need to make a trigger. So I'm going to put a trigger over these number ones right here, the yellow number ones. I like to, for test maps, I like to have like a designator of like a location. Whoops, I don't need to do anything there. That way it's easy for me to be in a test map and know what I'm doing. So I have the trigger targeting the spawner, hit W for it to connect them. And that is it. So he's going to spawn in, but he's not going to know how to move because there's no path information. In order to get path information, let's go ahead and start setting up some cover locations first. You could do either one first, regular path nodes, and I'll get that to in a second. But for right now, I'm going to do some cover. So I'm going to have this guy go straight to this cover node and just use it because it's right next to a little wall there. Cover crouch ranges from you could have a wall about 32. The guy's back's kind of viewable, so it doesn't make him look all that smart, but you can have it up to 40 is the absolute max, I believe. I'll confirm that. I'll show you how to confirm that too. But I go around 36. So if you hit that button or click on that cover node, hit Q is not that one. Hold on. Show entity as nope. Sorry. Oh, this doesn't have that. Wait, no, I'm sure it does. Sorry. There's the ability to cycle through all like the different cover positions. Like we basically have models that are posed in the right position while on that cover node, but this does not look to be working, or maybe it's not in this version. Oh, wait. Cycle preview. There it is. So yeah, there's that guy. Yeah, so to give a good eye gauge here, let's go up to 40, and then if we were to select that guy, so his barrel's just over it. So if you wanted him to like angle down at somebody, he won't do such a good job because they'll block him. But if you do 46 or 36, that's a general decent angle. You could probably get like that degrees, and he'll be able to aim down and hit it. So let's go ahead and keep cycling. All right, there we go. Cool. So got that one. I'm gonna set up a couple others. Cover left. I'm gonna put one here. You always have to, for cover nodes, you should generally always, actually, I won't even say should. You have to have, an angle on them, or else the default angle is 0, 0, 0. Actually, I think nodes do get no angles. Or am I thinking of a different object? But anyways, so I'm just gonna add some cover nodes here. Cool. So let's make a cover right here. No, not guard. Guards are cool, but no, cover right. Okay, and then one more for just a node conceal crouch. Way over here. Just because. Give us some options. So real quick, let's go over to node types. Node balcony, that's used for a guy on a balcony, so he does a cool balcony death. Conceal means, here, let's actually see if it's in the description here. No, it's not in the description. Conceal means soft cover, like a bush or a chair, something that's like porous or something that somebody can shoot through. So what ends up happening is he won't go through to, see, he's kind of hunkered down here, but he won't lean up against it like it's a solid object. Like this guy. We don't show it in this app. But in this animation here, he also hugs against this wall as if he was like leaning up against it. So those positions won't show it. Cover right, as you expect, he hugs the wall and he'll poke out. He also, I don't remember for COD4, but he might peek out as well. These are only showing the combat poses just for illustration for the designer. And you get the idea. You can make the cover lefts and rights, don't stand or don't crouch. And you can make, I won't even worry about that one. And neither that one, because they're both conceal crouch or cover crouch. So they're intended to be crouching only. All right, so I'm just gonna let this play out and see what happens. So trigger again. Okay, real quick. Hold on, I think I'm going too fast. Let's slow down. I have a trigger targeting a spawner. In order to get that spawner to actually spawn in, the trigger needs to have trigger spawn enabled on it. All right, then we go ahead and save it. Here we go. We're going to BSP the map for the first time, even though I really have, but already. I'm just going to run through this process again. In the level compiling tab here, you go through these processes. You know, compile BSP, compile reflections, build fast file, update zone file. You don't need to worry about that one, but run select the map you will use. So ignore this one. You don't have to do this one. Let's go through the compile BSP options. So I'm in the BSP options, lighting options. You'll see they're different. For lighting, for now, in fact, you can even release most of your maps this way. Just always have it fast. It's a faster compilation of your level for light map calculation. If you do extra, don't do fast. But if you do extra, it does like an extra bounce pass. It does some extra, tracing, so that way it does a better job lighting the level. But for the most part, just do fast. BSP options, OLANs will come in handy in a little bit. You'll see that. And then for this one, how it works is we compile BSP that takes this raw geo, like the I call it Legos, but the blocky looking geo here, and optimizes it, makes it into a nice polygon soup like mesh, and generates that. Then we do compile lighting pass, which will do a lighting, and then after that we do connect paths, and that'll make sure all these guys connect and stuff like that. And the AI, it basically generates the nav. What do we call it from here? It's like a nav graph system for the AI to be able to go from A to B and navigate the world. So let's go ahead and do this. I think I added a pause to this one when it was all done, so that one's done. Compile reflections, gotta do that when you add new geo, or else your geo is gonna be a tinted red. And we need to build our fast file. Boom, that's done. And then we run to select the map. So I have enabled developer, I have all those check marks, and last one because I want this guy enabled or disabled. It's set to 0, and I don't want any loc warnings if I do any prints or anything like that. And I exec my own little config file because I am cool. All right, so here's the test map. Pretty cool. Go ahead and show wireframe. So this one right here is this guy. So for everyone through this trigger, a guy should spawn on the other side, which he does. He uses the cover node. I'm in God mode already, so he can't shoot me. And let's see what else. So he's hiding. Let's see if I can get him to move. Oh, he's checking grenade. Oh, cheater. He knew where I was. Trying to get him to reposition. There he goes. So he automatically does all this stuff because we're in what's called his, or sorry, we're not in his goal radius, but he has a very large goal radius. I want to show that to you just to give you an idea. He can't see me, my bounding box over there. So his goal, which is that white line drawn down to here, which is pretty much where he spawned in at. But if you see the outer, hold on, why am I not flying up? Oh, doesn't matter. But see this outer ring right here? This ring is his, what's called goal radius. The goal radius determines his dynamic AI, if you will, for his play area. That's what I like to call it. So he will dynamically choose something within that area, and notice he's actually trying to go over here, and I'm getting a bunch of spam on my corner up there. Or if I bring it on the console, this is just constantly spamming. What's happening is he's trying to actually go over here, but he can't because there's not enough path information for him to go over there. So in order, oh, he's checking another grenade. Oh, look at that. Bingo. I can't actually throw it back. But so yeah, so he's trying to get over here, but he can't. But this entire ring area, he can navigate to all this stuff. He can navigate over here, he can navigate over here, over here. It all depends on how I look to him or his enemies look to him, and which is his best node to go to. So let's go ahead and what is it? Node info. Oh, info type. Oh, come on. Let's see if it's bound. Nope. Nearest node. That's so here you can see I have it enabled to show the nodes, but for some reason AI show nearby nodes. AI show nears show nodes. There we go. That's the one I want. All right, so I enabled to show nodes. These two connected. You can see that here. Hold on. Where's that other one? I'm looking for a show nodes dist. There it is. Let's put this up to 1,000. That way you can see. On why? Nodes dist. Sorry. Typo. Oh, that's still not showing it. Maximum distance from camera at which AI nodes can be shown. don't know what's going on there. 1. So it's going to trying to show you guys some of this debug stuff here. But anyways, see how this angle's over there? So what happens is, this guy's over here. So imagine like drawing like a cone like that, like 45 almost, right? Like 45 that way. Actually, X is almost like 45, but like that way and that way. So if I'm outside that range, it's not going to negate this completely, this node completely, but he's going to try and look for a better node. This node I think is angled, yeah, this node is angled better, so I can just choose that one. But a covered node like this one or this one is a much safer node, so he's going to try and preserve himself as much as possible and use those nodes instead. So let's get him to go to this far node every single time from the beginning, okay? And then play around with them. So, but remember what I said, that connection here, these only connected because 160. They have a solid connection from the center of the center bottom, essentially on the ground, because all the nodes drop down to the ground. And it's within 256 units. If it's outside 256 units, if it's 256.1, it will not connect. So you got to make sure that the center nodes are within that. And my general rule of thumb is 192. Don't space anything out 192. But I need a guy that would go from here to over here. How do I do that? Well, it's simple, and some people think it's annoying. I actually like this method far better. But you place a bunch of these normal node path nodes around. General rule of thumb I use is always put them outside of something, just on the outside, so he can go somewhere. I'm going to put them on this thing here. And there's a good trick too. Whatever you have last selected, and hit Control Alt and left click, automatically spawn one in there. You can actually have multiple selected too, and the center. Oh, hold on. That bugged out. Oh, because I have the top selected somehow. Did I just copy that? I'm making sure I didn't copy the sky a bunch of times. Sorry, I did not. Okay, but so you have object selected, and you hit Control Alt, and it'll just dupe whatever you have selected and center them to your mouse, which is pretty cool. Neat little tool. So let's go ahead and put one right here, another one right here. Let's see, is this 192? It's within 56. Yeah, it's a little bit further than what I like, but whatever. It'll work. These will connect, and let's put one right in the center here. And let's just make sure guys can get to me. So I'm gonna go and start. Let's see. So is that's in 256. Let's do that. So it's perfectly 256. Now I'm doing 192 spacing. If you draw that, you'll see 192. So there's no really bad way of doing it. You can get too detailed, and you can also be too sparse as well. So like I feel like this can go up here. I'm just lining it so it's a straight line from these guys, because if I had up here, it wouldn't have a connection there. Whoop. There, because it's not just a ray trace, or it's not like a line trace, it's a capsule trace. Ooh, I think this is too far. Oh, it's 256 on the button. Let's just scoot them in. All right, there we go. So there, that's kind of like what I like. Sometimes, you know, when you first start off with the map, you'll like start off on the grid major grid lines here, and you know, you'll do something like this, right? But since then you kind of fill up the whole space, and then you nudge them around as you progress. But since we're doing this little area right here, we're good. All right, now let's see what happens when we compile and stuff. So real quick, on iteration's sake, since I did not add any geo, like actual geometry that has collision, I can skip lighting. I did mess with nodes, so I need to connect paths, but then go back to the BSP options, and I can only do what's called an only ents, which only updates the entity stack information. So if I nudged a spawner around, you do that, it just updates its origin. If I added entities that have no collision, you can just go and do that. So the only entities that have collisions, like a script brush model, like a door that moves or something. All right, so this should be much faster if you. So it's already done with the BSP. It's already on his connect paths, and boom, done. Much quicker. I don't have to do reflections because I didn't update any geo. Now I just build fast file. That's done. And I run selected map. I wish those were hotkeys, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, never mind. I wish it was a macro. Alright, so let's watch this guy do his thing. I'm in God mode now. So he's hiding there. Let's go and hide. Oh, he's moving. See him move the cover? Oh, he's going back because I'm out of range on that thing. Now he's over there. He doesn't know where I'm at. My controls are messed up, but whatever. Now he's moving up here. So let's see. Oh, he's chucking a grenade. Cheater. Cheater. He should not know where I'm at. Oh, so he knows where I'm at now. And he scoots back. Oh, what's up, buddy? Hello. Hello. Why are you running a space like that? That's so weird. Alright. So, there's that. So now let's say I want him to go over here to that guy because he has yet to use this node. So I'm simply going to have that spawner target the node by using, I selected the spawner and I selected node, hit W to connect it. I'm going to give the node a small radius, boom, like that, like 32. But how our system works is, and it's done through script. I'm not scripting to do that. I'm just our utility scripts that handle the AI post spawn. So how our script works is when a guy spawns in, it says, hey, are you targeting anything? All right, it's targeting something. This one, in this case, it's targeting a node. So it's going to say, hey, all right, I need to go to this node. If that node has a radius on it, which we do here, it is a node that has a radius. He inherits that radius only when script assigns him to that node if using that utility script. It doesn't happen dynamically. It doesn't happen through code. Script has to tell him, hey, your goal radius is now this. So when a guy spawns in like this, you target this one, he says, all right, I'm going to go to that one. And right before he gets assigned that node, his goal radius is going to be set to 32, which is going to match that one right there. Once he reaches the end of his path, which would be on this node here, he will then reset his goal radius. And by default on ours, I think it's 2048. So his goal radius will then enlarge. It'll look like this, which is huge. So let's go put that back to 32. So yeah, that will, so he's tight until he gets to his cover node. Then he expands, and that way he can have a good big old playground to be in. So let's go ahead and see how that works out. Doing the same steps that we just did previously. We did not modify any connect paths, or we did not modify any nodes this time. But you know what? We did add a target name to it. I don't know if that's super important, but let's go ahead and do that just in case I forget. So the steps are not that long. We can skip compile reflections, remember, because we did not modify any geo. Did I not? Oh, I didn't quit. So if you're already in the map, you can just retype the map name. My map name's blah, very original. So I'm just doing that. Hold on, I need to add lean. Wow, I don't have any of these things bound. Crazy. Don't look at my config file. It's very weird. Sprint should be. Oh, that's that one. Where's my crouch? Ooh. Interesting. I somehow unbound H. All right. Anyways, so let's go and move forward. So now he's going. Oh. So let's. Oh, I can't rewind. Okay, let's rewind. Sorry, we have a replay system that rewinds in time, but my version of the exe does not work like that. So, but I wanted to show you. Yeah, let's go ahead and get back on here. And I'm going to go in slow motion here. So guy spawns in. Notice his goal radius is white here. It's 32 units. So once he reaches it, which right there on the outer edge, then a blam. Sorry, I can't jump up still. It's way out there. Let me get rid of that. You can see it. It's huge now. So let's go ahead and move into some weird spot that he can't see really very well. Or you can see he just doesn't want to sit in that position. And you can see him move over to the cover. That's cover left right there. Let's go and go here, see what he wants to do. He lost track of me. Now, oh, look at him, he's going to go to this node. Oh, he's going to conceal node again. So he's shooting at my last known position. Oh, he saw me. Let's see what he wants to do. Oh. All right, so anyways, so that's how you make a guy just go to a node and then have him play around. So in my friend's video, he had a thing where he was trying to get a guy using the color node system. So I'm going to dupe the spawner. He doesn't have anything on him, so we're good with that. I'm going to erase his target. And, actually, we're going to keep the same target name, so that way the same trigger will spawn both guys in. And then he made a trigger off to the side, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here, trigger multiple. And he made it so that that guy, he wanted his enemy to go to a node using the color system. Typically, we don't do this for enemies. I've seen it done a handful of times, and it doesn't really have any good payouts. It's great for friendlies, but in my opinion, I don't think they're that great for enemies. But either way, let's go ahead and do that anyways for this example. So in order to get this guy to be on the color group system, Shift G in this thing, he brings up this magic dialog box. We're gonna make him on the orange team. This is huge right here. I actually recorded this video just earlier today, and I'm re-recording it now. And I forgot this one major step, which took me a good 10 minutes to debug because I don't use it for enemies. But by default, it's on allies. We've got to switch it over to axis. So go ahead and click on that button, click on the add. That's it. You can close this dialog box. Now, you can see on this guy, he has a diamond orange on him. That way, for Radiant perspective, you know, hey, that guy's on the orange team or orange color group. All right, but he doesn't have any nodes to go to. So let's go ahead and make it so he doesn't have any nodes to go to. In fact, you know what? We'll have him go to this node, sit on this for a while, just like we did with the other one, right? Radius 32, just like this guy up here. Saving a lot. And then we're going to say, hey, when the player hits this trigger, you're going to go to this node. And then to apply the color to these two guys and that they know they correspond, Shift G again. Don't forget the team. Okay, he's on the orange group, so let's go ahead and do that. So now, orange. Boom. So if you select the trigger, it'll select the corresponding color group nodes. So if I hit this, this will go, or if this trigger gets triggered, because you can make it to another ally or axis hits that, and then this guy will move up. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I'll show you a little trick coming up. All right, so let's do that. All right, so good. I did not do, I did a little bit of modification to nodes. I didn't move any, but let's just go and do that just in case. So same steps, repeat these steps. It's already done with the BSP, now done with connect paths, build fast files, and run selected map. I keep forgetting. Remember, if you're already in the map, you don't have to close out the game to rerun it. You can just dev map, name of the map. Okay, so put myself in gun mode. The trigger. Okay, hold on. What happened there? Did I not save it? All ants. Let's redo this. Compile BSP. Build fast file. Maybe I didn't save. I'll have to, when I go edit this video, I'll check that out. Run selected map. Oh, don't need to do that. Oh, that's not working. Let me try. This will be interesting if this works. This should not work. Oh, maybe if it's the same map, it doesn't reload it. I think I saw. Yeah, okay, so something's wrong. Spawner. Trigger. Oh, wait. Okay, so I think I know what's going on. Actually, I don't know what's going on yet. Let me see. Is there a draw trigger? nodes. Okay, so let's just quit out, run the map. That's interesting. Time to debug what's going on here. So maybe I need to recompile the map. That doesn't make sense why I need to though. Let's do this again. Oh, hold on, brush count. Oh, okay. So sorry, I did not read my own error messages. Let's rerun the compile BSP again. So error, brush count has changed 17 to 18. So COD4Tools, we did some modifications to this so that we can add triggers and not affect that brush count number. So that is why we're having this issue here. All right, so what we need to do now is go ahead and recompile the BSP with Geo. So let's compile lighting. So we're gonna have to go through all this stuff again. Oh, the advances of technology. Let's go into reflections because we're gonna get red tint. Put the fast file and run selected map. All right, it's gonna be gold. Alrighty, there we go. Boom. So cool, he's on that one, he's over there. Let's look at their goals so you can see exactly where that guy wants to be. That guy's exactly where he wants to be. Let's go ahead and hit this trigger. Okay, now we, oh, hold on, I'm gonna map restart real quick. I wanna do that triggering of where that guy's gonna go. So he's set over there. And then you can see he's now going over here. Previously, he dynamically went over to that node, so I wanted to make sure that you saw that. You know what we're going to do now is we're going to actually move this brush to over here, make it an axis. So only axis, AI axis, and the player can trigger this. And he's going to go to that node. So it'll look like he's like moving up with them, which will be very cool. So since I moved the trigger, this should be all I need to do. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I could be wrong. Since I didn't change the brush size, that might work. And then not change any connect paths. So let's do this. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I didn't have an error. Yeah, we're good. Build fast file. And run selected map. Oh, don't need to do that. Map. Blah. Well, he wasn't told to go there, so only does not work with triggers at all in COD4. That must be a COD4Tools only feature. Sorry about that, guys. That sucks. Luckily, this map is tiny. Alright. So when this guy gets that trigger, he moves up forward, which kind of looks cool because it looks like he's covering firing for this guy moving over here. This guy reaches his position and he moves forward. It's like a little like leapfrogging thing, even though I didn't really want it to do, or I mean, it's just me setting up a trigger. So, which is kind of neat. You can do that. You can do that without triggers too by using script flags, but I'll let you figure that stuff out on your own. But anyways, that's how you kind of do this. And going back to like how I don't use color groups, how I would do this normally is I'd get rid of this. Let me get rid of all the color stuff on these guys, on these nodes and stuff. Get rid of the radius on that. So this is what I do. Have this guy go here, which he does currently. I'd have him wait. Script delay 5. So he's going to wait 5 seconds. And something I just want you to be aware of is all this stuff is handled in the spawner. Remember I told you like after after they spawn, the script handles them. It's done in here. If you look for think_action, pretty much definitely every AI go through this. So, and at the very bottom of this, make sure you read this. This is good information to know so you know what to put on, what you can put on an AI. So if you go to node, go to node, and then go to node using funcs. Here it is. So hey, does node have a radius? Cool. Assign the radius to the guy. Goes on. All right, now sets the goal, which basically is the set goal node function, code function. So that's what that will do. And then once he reaches that goal, once he's within that goal radius, so essentially if you were to pretend he's going from here to here, once his pinpoint, his origin is right there, boom, he's going to say, hey, I'm at my radius. Now go on to my next one, or go on to the next function or next line of script. So in this case, we're going to say, hey, wait 5 seconds. It goes down here, says, hey, script delays. This one just says, hey, it's delay enabled, which we do. Go ahead and wait. Sorry, clicking the wrong thing. And then, so we're going to wait 5 seconds. Then it's going to come out and it's going to wrap back up and go to the next node. Oh, sorry, this is the where it gets next node. So let's go ahead and go to next node. This one we're going to wait a random script delay min of 1 and a max of 10. And then after that, oh, we should also give this one a decent goal radius size of 32. And then boom, and this one's gonna have a radius of 32 as well. So spawn goes here, waits 5 seconds because of that guy right there, that key value pair. Once 5 seconds reached, he goes and moves over to this one, inheriting this goal radius of 32. Once he reaches this goal, he's going to wait 1 to 10 seconds, and then he's going to go to this guy, to that guy's goal radius of 32. There's no delay on this, so he's going to get here. His radius is then going to expand to 2048 after that. So remember when I said he goes to the end of his path or end of his chained nodes, then he inherits, or he goes back to his default goal radius. So I did some trigger modifications. So I'm going to go ahead, because I deleted that one trigger, I'm going to go ahead and compile everything again. All right, there's that. Compile reflections. Oh, I want to show you what it looks like without compile reflections, but oh well. And build fast file. And run select the map. Oh, don't need to do that. Alright, let's see this all happen. So remember, I have no triggers telling him to go anywhere. He's just going to do it on his own. Alright, so we're watching that guy. This guy's going to be whatever. Oh, right over his head. So there's 10 seconds. So random wait of 1 to 10 seconds. Oh, he's going to chuck a grenade. And now he's moving up. It's kind of cool timing with the grenade. Cool, now his goal radius should be huge again, which it is. You can see that outer glowing, pulsing. It's good over here. So he's going to fall back to another node that has a better angle on me, because this one no longer has a better angle on me. He's going back to that conceal. Let's go over here. See what he does, because the conceal node should be way lower. He's still not moving around, but anyways, you get the idea. That's how you kind of get a guy to go from spawning to going to a node. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to see anything specifically, because I have no problem. It's much easier for me to demonstrate something that you guys absolutely need, rather than like randomly find something and be like, oh, this is how you do this mundane thing that nobody ever is going to watch. So let me know. Alright, dudes. Peace.